Y2K futurism felt optimistic and hopeful about what was coming next, and I think that's why we're so obsessed with it right now. There were a lot of different aesthetics in the late 90s into the early 2000s, but Y2K futurism was defined by a few key things. These blue, icy, and frosted shades, translucent tech with futuristic shapes and blobject designs, silver clothes, and a very space and alien feel to a lot of the fashion and design. To me, it's very reminiscent of 60s and 70s space age aesthetics. Think Barbarella. They're just some of the defining visuals, but what does this all signify? Well, it really felt like we were about to step into the future. But the millennium was a huge marker of change and opportunity. I had just turned 13, so I think it was even more of a monumental milestone for my generation, going from child to teen at this really pivotal time. Of course, there was also a very real anxiety with the millennium bug, knowing how bad it would be when our tech hit the year 2000. But overall, we were excited about what might come next. I wonder whether that's why I've seen a lot of people say they're nostalgic for this very particular aesthetic. It represented a time when we were standing on the very edge of something. It felt daunting, but it also felt electrifying. Crucially, we were hopeful about tech. It seemed innovative, new, cool, and capable of amazing things. Whereas now, I think we're at a similar sort of watershed moment that we were at then. But it's not as positive or hopeful. It's much more despairing and frightening. Because we've now lived our lives inside the algorithm and screens. We've learned that tech can be manipulative and addictive and even dangerous. And we now know that people who make it don't seem to have our best interests in mind. And I think that's the huge contrast here. And maybe that's why we're looking back into the past to find a future less dominated by screens, less filled with AI slop, that looks and feels less like this and much more like this. If you enjoy thinking about the future and what it reveals about us, then check out my Substack at thefuturehunter.com.